YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Mr. Business, back with another video. As you can see, I'm driving on my way down to Georgia to drop this load off and attend the Falcons game with a couple of other drivers. So, yeah, it's gonna be a nice weekend, man. It's good to get out here, get together with a couple other drivers, and just do something. It's just another benefit of being able to go where you want to go and take time off when you want to. So yeah, it's been a while. I think it's been like 3 weeks. Yeah, I've been keeping track of weeks that I'm not up yet. And sometimes I don't know, man. I say I'm gonna make a video, and I just anyway. All right, let's get into some news. First of all, hope that you was down in Florida during this hurricane, that you and your family's okay. It's passed. From what I've seen, looking at videos, it's a lot of devastation down there. So, hope truck drivers, and not only truck drivers, but anybody who got family down there, who's down there, you know what I'm saying? Hope you and your people are safe. So. That's first things first, prayers to those people, who need help down there. All right, so let's get straight into some USA truck news. So what has happened since I've been not on YouTube is DB Schenker completed the acquisition of USA Truck. That deal got finalized on September the 15th. So now we are officially part of the DB Schenker family. So what does that mean exactly for us drivers? I don't know what it means. I'm hoping it means that we get more freight. As I said before, I've seen a couple of, loads, picked up a couple of loads that I think are directly tied to our association with DB Schenker. So that's just me. Although I was talking to a driver because, first of all, Monday I'm picking up a load going from McDonough, Georgia, which is it's a Wayfair load. Now, me personally, I've never seen as an IC driver us have a Wayfair load. So I thought, hey, that might be because, our relationship with DB Schenker. And then my homeboy this morning, he actually is messing with a chick that she works out of that same Wayfair facility. And she was like, no, USA has loads here all the time. So I'm like, really? So then that just leads me to believe that those loads are given to company drivers to run. So something must have happened. Company driver must not have been able to cover it, so they put it on a load board. I don't know. So it is what it is. So don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I do know that I'm hoping that we get more loads because of they being one of the largest logistics companies in the country. Not even in the country, actually in the world. So that's what I'm hoping. In other USA news, got an email over the tablet yesterday that they are changing the hours of service rules for the company, or within the company, I should say. So they can't change the hours of service rules because that's a federal rule, but they can change the policy towards the HOS rules in the company. And so that's what they did. So I don't know what the old policy was concerning HOS rules. So here's the new policy, and we actually had a town hall about it the other day. And when I say we, I mean every fleet now, instead of doing a regular town hall with all ICs, they've broken it down now where each fleet has their own safety town hall meeting. So we had a safety town hall meeting a couple of days ago, and this is what was said concerning HOS rules violations. If you break the hours of service rules, which you know is your 70-hour clock, your 14-hour clock, your 11-hour clock, and then your 8-hour clock. So that's 4 clocks that you have concerning your hours of service. All right. So the first time that you violate your hours of service clock, you will get a call from your DM, and you will have to watch a video on hours of service. The second time, and this is in a 6-month period, so everything I'm saying is in a 6-month period. The second time you violate your hours of service rule, you'll get a call from your DM as well as a call from the operations manager. The third time you break your hours of service rule, you get the call from your DM. Oh, okay. Also, on the second time, also you get your PC taken away, personal conveyance taken away. All right, that's what happens too on your second time you break the hours of service rule. So you get the call from your DM, call from the the operations manager. Then you get a call from safety too, and you get your PC taken away. All right. So the third time, you get those same calls. You get the call from safety, you get the call from the operations manager, and trying to think. You might get routed to the terminal actually for face-to-face on your third call. Yeah. So your third time breaking it, you get routed to the terminal to have a little conference with safety and your DM operations manager. All right. That scenario also happens on your 4th and 5th time. On the 6th time that you violate your hours of service, your contract comes up for review, which basically means you're probably getting terminated. So that happens on the 6th time. All right. So that is the change that they made, and this starts Monday. So today is September the 30th. So Monday is October the 3rd. So yeah, so this takes place on Monday. So with Monday, everybody starts off with a clean slate, and you go from there. And so your violations, like I said, this happens in a 6-month period. So if you go, the first 6 months, and let's say you had 3 service violations, and then you go, let's say February will start you off with a, you get a violation February 1st. Well, that'll start the new 6 months. So then you just start the process all over again. So that is the change that has been made. They're saying that too many people are still getting hours of service violations. Too many people are getting hours of service violations. So coincidentally, when we was having our safety town hall the other day, what they did implement was that they were taking your PC away if you got a few hours of service violations. So they said that a lot of people were not taking their 30-minute break. The 30-minute break is mandated by FMCSA, so you got to take it, which I don't understand. I'll get into that in a minute. So they said that went down, but the hour services that was getting violated the most is the 11-hour, your 11 and 14-hour, 11-hour clock. All right, so here's my thing, because honestly, I don't, hours of service violations. Not gonna say I haven't violated, because I did it once, probably in the last year, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And basically, to me, that all comes down to people not pre-planning. So people will just get in and start driving, which that I do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: I would say for me, 95% of the time, I always route plan. I know from my pickup, I know where I'm going to stop if I'm driving that long for a break, and I know where I'm going to stop for a final. You know what I'm saying? And that's just all pre-planned. To me, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, maybe that comes down to training too, because when I first got my CDL, when I was with my trainer, he kind of drilled that in my head. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go anywhere without knowing where we were going to do a 30, where we were going to do our final stop. And then people will probably say, oh, well, you can't, that doesn't work because you can't figure in accidents and weather conditions and stuff like that. Partially true. But if you I don't route plan to suck up my whole clock, because honestly, in most situations, you don't need to. In most situations, you got time to drive and get the load to where it needs to be in the allotted time that you're given. There are those occasions where, you know what I'm saying, the window from pickup to delivery is tight. So you may have to, drive damn near your clock down, you know what I'm saying? Which you're only driving down your 11-hour clock, you know what I'm saying? So there are times where the pickup time and delivery time can be really tight. And in those situations, you really can't. I ain't gonna say can't. In those situations, it's hard to route plan and still be on time. But in those situations, also, I'm like, fuck it. If I'm gonna be late, if that window is tight, I'm just gonna be late. I'm not gonna violate my hours of service. I'm just gonna say, hey, this window was tight anyway, and more than likely, I'm gonna be late to the receiver. Because I feel like it's not my fault that you gave me these stupid ass windows that's tight, and you, like I, cannot predict accidents or weather. So that's just my philosophy. If I get something and it's got a tight delivery window, I'm gonna make every effort to be on time, but I'm not gonna concern me. I'm not gonna let it bother me. If I can't do it, if I run into an accident, I'm gonna be late anyway. If it's in the wintertime and the weather is shitty, or even in the summertime, if you encounter a bad rainstorm, I can't predict that. If that happens, it slows up traffic, or I gotta stop and pull over because of the weather conditions. It is what it is. I'm just gonna call and say, hey, this is why I'm gonna be late. can they still take me or not? Can I be at work in, or it got to be rescheduled? Me, I don't stress over that. I'm just not going to stress over that. I'm not going to be out here, you know what I'm saying, speeding to get to the shipper on time because I got held up by traffic or weather delay, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the way I roll. Some people, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people roll differently. Me, I'm just not going to let it stress me, you know what I'm saying? I try not to pick loads that have tight pickup time and delivery times, but sometimes you just can't get away from it. Sometimes it happens, so it is what it is. So my point going off on that whole rant was I believe most people don't route plan. They just get in the truck and they look at the clock. They say, okay, I got this much time to drive, and they go. And then when they get to the end of their clock, or it's approaching to the end of their clock, sometimes you will get out here and you'll start traveling and you'll run into a stretch where ain't no truck stop and ain't no rest stop. So you got to keep going until you find either or. So that's what route planning, you know what I'm saying, it'll take that out. You know what I'm saying? You can plan for that. That's easy to plan around. You know what I'm saying? But not if you just get out here, get in the truck, say I got 11 hours, you know what I'm saying, and you just start driving and you just have no idea where you're gonna do your 30. Or some people, you start driving and they, you know what I'm saying, forget that they gotta take a 30-minute break. First of all, I'm not driving 11 hours straight. That's just the thing. You know what I'm saying? I never do that. So yeah. But, like I said, people drive differently. So, and I think a lot of the hours of service violations is because people do not route plan. Yeah, shit happens when we're out here driving. And you can violate your hours of service. But if you are route planning, shit should not happen all the fucking time. If shit is happening all the fucking time, that's not shit happening. That's just poor planning on the driver's part. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. So basically that's the two new things going on at USA. Other than that, it's the same, same old. The load board is still shitty. I mean, it's really, I know it seems like I complain about the load board, but it is just straight. I'm overusing the word shitty. The load board is not shitty. That shit is graveyard bad. That shit is 6 feet under bad. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad the load board. If it was just shitty, you know what I'm saying, it'd just be shitty. That shit is 6 feet under. So I'm gonna start, load board is 6 feet under bad. It's to the point now where, you still get good loads. You still get decent loads. But if you're not on the load board, when them loads drop, they get snatched the fuck up quick. And when I say quick, I mean, if a good load drops, more than likely that shit is gone. And it's definitely gone in an hour. It's probably not even lasting on a load board for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then, so now, it's like I've had to change up my strategy when I plan on my routes. You know what I'm saying? So, I got to be on the board. Loads start dropping at 8. So between 8 and 12, I feel like I got to be on the load board trying to find a load. You know what I'm saying? So from 8 to 12, when them loads drop, got to be there. Because if you want a decent load, that's about when the loads drop. Now, do some drop after that? Loads drop after that. But 8 to 12 is usually the time frame where the majority of the loads are going to drop for the day and, whatever. So, if you're not on the load board, you can't jump on the load board, you know what I'm saying? When you stop driving around like 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and you jump on the load board, you just get the leftovers. You don't don't find no good loads that time, shit, you just don't, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've had to change my strategy so I can stay profitable. And speaking of profits, let's get into how my weeks have been. So I've been gone the last 3 weeks. So I'll start for 3 weeks back and say my settlement 3 Fridays ago, it was over 3,000 take home. Last week my settlement was over 3,000 take home. Today, yeah, that jump was only like $450. And most of that was due to the tolls. I said the tolls was gonna be hard on me this month, and they were. So was it what I was expecting? Yeah, it was in line. This settlement was in line with what I was expecting, because I knew my tolls were going to be shit, or I knew my tolls were going to be expensive. That's the word I'll use. I knew my tolls were going to be expensive. So, like I said, if you're out here doing what you're supposed to do, you shouldn't be surprised at your settlements. You know what I'm saying? So I was not surprised my settlement was like $450. It was in line with my expectations. And that's that pretty much. So I said I was gonna just start saying what my highest load that I have booked for the week, so that people can get an idea of, my highest load. So for this week coming up, well, I'll just cover this past week. So this past week, my highest load was $1,800, and I think I had like a $400 fuel surcharge. So far, starting off next week, so far my best load that I have booked so far is my load Monday, going from McDonough, Georgia to Lancaster, Texas, for 17 and some change, with I think the fuel surcharge on that is like 500, five and some change. So far, yeah, that's the best load. So I'm gonna start doing that, just so I ain't doing what I'm about to do and say I take what I just said back about my last week load, my being 1,800. No, my biggest load last week was $2,000, going from Loudon, Tennessee, and I dropped that in where the hell I dropped that? Loudon, Tennessee to Kimberly-Clark in Pennsylvania. I can't remember the place, but that's what it was basically. So it was basically a Kimberly-Clark to Kimberly-Clark load. Loudon, Tennessee to I can't remember, but it was Shoemakersville. Yeah, there you go. Shoemakersville, Pennsylvania. That was my biggest load. It was 2,000, and my fuel surcharge on that, I believe, was 6 and some change. So yeah, that was my biggest load last week. So this week I only have 2 loads booked. Oh, see, I done made a mistake again. So my biggest load for next week is not my Georgia to Texas load. My biggest load so far for next week is the load after that, which picks up in Texas. I forgot what part of Texas, but it's going to Smyrna, Delaware. It's 18 and some change, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just, I ain't giving you exact, but it's 18 and some change, and it's got $1,000 fuel surcharge. So that is my biggest load for next week. Alright, I think I'm done with this video. So if you like the video, like the video, definitely support the content, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to y'all later.